going, people? It's your boy Questionable Morality, and today we're doing something a little bit different. As you can see, I'm not sitting at my PC, I'm not playing games, but today is a little bit of a rant. So recently I've actually been kind of losing my motivation to play Apex. I was starting to play it day in, day out, trying to actually get better at the game, playing quite a bit of ranked. But for me personally, it's getting a bit bland, and there are a few gripes I do have with the game. Aside from the gripes, there are a few things I do want to put out there about the game, for example, a few statistics here and there, which I think will actually help quite a few people understand the game a little bit better, because I do know there's a lot of hate towards this game, especially with the new Call of Duty game Warzone coming out. Now, I have actually played Warzone, it's just the problem is, it looks kind of like this when I'm recording. I know, it's horrific, I'm dropping frames all the time, it's very badly optimized. And my PC isn't even that bad, so I mean, what the heck's going on with that? So when I was scouring Reddit, I think one of the biggest problems that everyone has been complaining about is skill-based matchmaking. Personally, myself, I haven't seen that much problems with it. I haven't been getting paired with too many like bad people or too many good people. But then again, when I was playing ranked, everyone was kind of on the same level. But when I was playing normally, it's always a toss-up. It's always going to be a toss-up. But I do have problems in ranked where it's myself and someone else, and then just because I chose like Wraith or Bangalore, for example, another person would just completely drop out and just not want to play the game anymore, which kind of sucks. Especially considering you're a two-man squad going up against threes. Really not some odds I like at all. I mean, I'm semi-decent, but I'm not that good at the game. So I wouldn't be able to, you know, just clutch and kill all three, squad wipe, you know, epic, but no, I'm not that good. Now, let's move on to another topic, the hitboxes. So, I recently found on Reddit by someone called The Gaming Merchant, there's a whole bunch of hitboxes, and I have the picture here. And from what I can tell here, it's pretty crazy. Obviously Wraith has the smallest hitbox, and there's quite a substantial difference between her and someone like Wraith, for example. But I mean, people have been complaining about that since day one even, and they've implemented a little bit of a damage buff, which to its credit does help. But I feel like it could be helped a little bit more. Also, I do feel like when I've tried with Gibraltar or with Caustic, they're a lot slower. The problem therein lies is that if every single character was the same speed, except for Octane because of his buff, then it would make things a lot easier. But since everyone is a little bit slower, or a little bit faster, or feels a little bit slower, feels a little bit faster, yeah, it's just a bit of a problem. Also, another thing, I haven't really been playing Wraith recently. I've been playing a lot of Bangalore. And one of the reasons I've been playing Bangalore recently is because she's a lot better when it comes to the sorts of situations that I deal with. And one of the reasons I've been playing with her is because I personally found it much easier to go and pop a smoke and run through, and when I get shot I instantly speed up. And for me, that's something I was really looking for, where on the other hand, Wraith, even though she is small, she is hard to hit, the damage buff is really getting it for me. And there's a little bit of a glitch that when I go into the void, I'm vulnerable for maybe like a split second after that, and I always get hit when there's that small little window there. Because I mean, I press Q, I get into the void, and then maybe one or two bullets still hit me, and it's really not the greatest at all, eh? Not the greatest. Right, the next topic is weapon damage per second. I actually found a post recently by Adanub, or someone along those lines, that shows exactly what all the damage per second of certain weapons are. So obviously the Devotion is the highest because it's now a golden weapon, with the P2020 following up, then the L-Star, and then the R99, which is something I use very often. So if you're looking for certain weapons, it seems that the best weapons would probably be the L-Star and the R99. Personally, I don't really like the L-Star, but the R99, I got a skin for it recently, a legendary skin, which I really like the iron sights that comes with it. And they say skins don't give an advantage, yeah, right. Also the Prowler with the hop-up, which is to be expected. And really, I've actually been enjoying using the Prowler with the hop up. It's really good for damage per second. And what I would generally do is I'd have a Prowler as my first, or an R99 as my first, and Prowler or R99 as my second. So when the clip runs out of one or the other, I can just switch between the two. And if they both run out, if I haven't got the person down by then, retreat a little bit and just reload. Simples. But yeah, looking at this even a little bit more, I can see that the wingman, RE45, and P2020 are right at the bottom, and as well as the alternator, which I'm kind of surprised about. I've been using the alternator for a very long time as kind of a primary weapon for me. Just to see it all the way down there, looks like I might have to reconsider my choices here. Also, something I want to talk about is I found a Reddit post recently. It's quite a long post, and I'm going to read it to you. It's by someone called Chronicos, and it's gotten about 2,500 upvotes, so I'm pretty sure what he has to say rings true with a lot of the Apex community. Hello, as well as you know, Warzone is stealing your lunch money, and it won't be the last game to do this. Apex still remains the king of movement, however, so it has that going. And of course, we all love the game and appreciate your creation, but there are fundamental issues that are not being addressed with any kind of efficiency. Now, when I initially read this, I thought, now what exactly is he talking about here? But as I continue reading, you'll see exactly what he means. I think everyone craves solutions to the more critical issues before the next couple of games come to actually cripple the player base. These issues roughly correspond to balancing and modes, in my opinion. I don't even want to get into servers, skill-based matchmaking, or cheaters right now. We all know that stuff is hard to code, develop, etc. Now, this guy actually has some decent points to raise. For example, the game modes. As you see, I haven't really been uploading too much Apex Legends. That's because the new game modes haven't really been grabbing my attention at all. And of course, skill-based matchmaking we talked about, and cheaters are just an entirely separate issue that is very difficult to lock down on. As of Season 4, your game is a bit more redundant and boring to play. The limited time modes was a success to me anyway, and you did exceptional work on the skins, but after that, I'm not gonna lie, I will be playing no more of this game nor supporting it any further. Which would make sense. If someone gets bored of a game, why would they continue playing it? Might as well move on to something like Minecraft, actually. Comment down below if you want me to see me do a Minecraft series. Flippin' love that game, I'm playing it almost every day. Well, I just went back to it and yeah, Minecraft. So as you guys saw with Season 4, I actually did quite a few videos on Season 4. For example, the game modes, which I really enjoyed, the actual Season 4 release, that was a very fun video for me. And yeah, I was very surprised. Season 4 seemed like it was going to turn up well for the Apex community. But as always, there's still some problems with this game. Alright, going back to here. World's Edge still needs a lot of tweaks to prevent funneling and height advantages across the map. And while Kings Canyon is great and all, it's not enough to keep people interested with the other issues we are not covering. Legend balance would at least keep people from being completely mismatched in skill-based matchmaking to high-tier pre-mades. Newer players love to play a variety of legends, and with the problem of being a lot of legends are just terrible or mediocre, World's Edge exacerbates this issue even worse than Kings Canyon. Which it makes sense, there's some hitbox differences, ability differences, and all that sort of stuff. Somehow, Call of Duty has been out for a week and already added solos. I just don't get your ideas on how to develop this game anymore, which is fair play. I would also love to see some more permanent game modes. For example, having duos or having solos, or even having like a 5-man squad instead of a 3 would be pretty interesting. If the community was annoying before, I am sorry, but your game needs help, and with all due respect, it does not look like you care all that much a lot of the time. Fair enough, but you could at least tell us you don't care or give us some semblance of the plan for this game. Legend balance is pitiful. Wraith and Pathfinder have dominated this game from day 1 and Season 1 respectively, and you don't seem able to make the adjustments to them or anyone else outside of your 5th Bloodhound Stab, which I might add only makes him mid-tier due to the OP abilities of other characters. Fair play, back again with legend balancing. We appreciate the balance changes, but it is not enough. And frankly, it seems people are actually scared to make the right adjustments. I don't think anyone can really understand why Rev was released as is, or why Mirage is nearly useless. It's been a year. People have made great suggestions. Let's try some of them out. Fair point, the Reddit community has come up with some incredible ideas. I'm still wondering why Respawn just hasn't tried to use some of these. Is this the game you all want to play? How can rotating duos, solos every 2 weeks possibly disrupt this game more than not putting them in? What is going on at Respawn? Has the team been a club down to a couple of people outside of skin makers? If the team is healthy and ready to go, then why the complete lack of info regarding anything relevant to the community's needs? It's like you guys came around during a limited time mode for a day and then ghost away. Are we really that bad? Seriously, is the Reddit community that bad? I don't think so. I think it's actually a very fun community. I see a lot of really interesting clips on there too. It often seems the team is actively fighting against what the community wants, and while content is okay, many things are just completely ignored. Rants on Twitter and by certain members of the dev team have not gone unnoticed. It's okay to be mad at your community, but you don't even really engage with us in the first place, so we have literally no idea of what the hell is going on. Which is true, the dev team doesn't really communicate that well. I mean, they do rant on Twitter and all that, but just a little bit more of like, hey guys, this is what's going on. I've even watched some of the dev streams, and personally, I think they should put a lot more stats or just something more concrete for the Apex players, because it seems very airy. I realize this post will get downbited by tweens and randos, but somebody has to start discussing this game's issues again outside of daily whining thread. And not just this thread, obviously. I think more people need to start speaking up about this game and getting our ideas together as a community. This is what Star Wars did, and that game is now flourishing. We need to get all that anti-dev, anti-community hate out of this Reddit and start working together. Well, that was an incredibly long rant there, but he does raise a few good points. I do have to admit that, and I've discussed quite a few of them in this video. But yeah, I think this is going to be a bit of a shorter video. It's just something I wanted to put up, make sure that people are kind of aware of what's going on. But here's the thing. As someone who's trying to do YouTube, even someone who's just trying it out a little bit, very small, just, you know, dipping their toes in the water, this is starting to become more and more of a problem for me, because I can't put out content that I want to, simply because there's not that much content on Apex Legends anymore, and I'm not some incredible gamer that can just drop a 20 bomb whenever they feel like, or do this, or I do other things aside from just sitting and playing Apex all the time. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on what the heck's going on with Apex Legends right now. Also, I am a little bit stuck on what to do next. I really don't know what kind of games to play, but if you guys do have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll take a look through them and see if there's any games you guys want me to play. Because right now, I've just been milling around looking at certain games here and there. But anyways, that's enough of me ranting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative to some of you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. See ya.